So hi guy, good evening to all of you. I think there are enough people in the classroom. There are about 27 or 30 people in the classroom, and more people will join up. And like I said, today I'm going to have a small half an hour session. What I realized is that more than half an hour is not something which students are able to cope up, because I'm going to slowly transfer small concepts about the stock market. We are going to transfer uh, enough concepts that people can actually yeah, absorb them, and then I'll try to give them some sort of homework so that they are able to do the homework and do a little bit of work on there. So very good evening to all of you. Can you quickly just type in who are all the children who are in this classroom at this point of time? Uh, your name and your age very quickly so that I understand the audience whom I'm speaking to. Hi Pearl. Hi Pearl. Pearl is 14 years of age. Yeah. So can you, all your children, can you quickly type in so that I know I can vary the intensity of what I'm going to speak? Atish George, Sandeep 16, 17, 16, 17, 14. Pranav is 17 years of age. There is Ananya who's 11 years of age. There's Pranav who's 17. There's Kanchan Lavade is 17. Anand is 16. Ira is 13. Uh, Mit Mitani is 12 years of age. Anugrah is 12, 13. So what I can say, Arya is 15. Arya, which is my son, he's not at home, but he's attending this classroom along with his my niece. So I can see that the entire group is somewhere between the age of 9 and 10 till the age of 18 to 20 years of age. And hence, what I'm going to do is, because this is the first actual lecture, last lecture was a little bit of an introduction. This lecture is going to be where I'm going to start building up small concepts, so that you guys are able to understand this. So I'm going to make things a lot more easier. My objective today in this classroom is to take the concepts, the heavy concepts of the stock market, and try to make them as simple as possible. So everybody ready? Can you quickly raise your hands and say, yes, you are ready, so that I understand you guys are as enthusiastic as I am? Excellent, excellent, excellent. So very good. Right. So what we are going to do is I'm going to teach you one small concept, and then if you have any questions or doubts, you can type those questions or doubts in the question section, and I'll answer that, so that all of you guys get an answer to all the doubts that you have. Right. So first of all, let me again start from the beginning to explain to you very slowly what is this whole thing about the stock market and why are people coming to the stock market. So stock market. So basically, for you to understand what the stock market is, you need to understand what is a business. Okay, a simple business, any business. Let's say, for example, you have an ice cream parlor. It's a business of ice cream parlor. You could have a business of hair cutting salon. That's also a business. You could have a business of clothes. You can, you're making clothes and you're selling clothes. Any sort of business which makes money is the crux of this whole thing about the stock market. Now, to give you an example, let's say, for example, I am in the business of making ice creams, and while I'm in the business of making ice creams, I started from a very small shop, and while I started from a very first small shop, and because my ice creams were good, and because I was able to give quality ice creams to people, my business started growing, right? And as my business started growing, now I started opening more and more ice cream stalls, and I started selling more and more ice cream. So I started small, I started growing the business. The business had many shops, and that is why how I started growing my business. Now I further want to increase my business. Now, why you want to do that? Because earlier it was only in Bombay. Now I want it across India, and then probably I want it across the world. Now, for me to do that, for me to increase my business, I need to put some money into the business. You guys get this? I need to put some money into the business, because I need expenses for opening new shops. I need to hire more people. I need to get more raw material. I need to advertise myself. I need to sell the products. I need to have a lot of staff in me. I need to create infrastructure. So for me to do all that, I require some amount of money, and I may not have that amount of money. So what do? let's say if I am the owner of the entire ice cream business, there are two ways of doing it. One, I can go to a bank and I can take a loan from the bank. I can say that, listen, can you please give me some loan so that I am able to increase my business? Which means I go and tell the bank that, listen, can you please lend me some money at 9% or 10% or 12% or 15%, so that I am able to grow my business and I am able to make more shops and sell more ice cream. That is one way of doing it. Or a second way of doing it is what is called as, I will sell my business to lots of people. So I can, one, sell my business to two or three or four private people, which means, let's say, I have four friends who are very close to me, and I go and tell them, look, my ice cream business is doing very well. Why don't you pay me some amount of money, and I will give you a part of that business to you, so that you, along with me, are a owner of the business. Okay. I will sell you some part of the business where you pay me for that business, so that you become a part owner of the business. This concept is called selling equity. So if you students are having a paper and a pen, please write down this word called selling equity. Okay. So what is selling equity means? I am selling some part of my business to you, where you pay me some part of this money in exchange of some part of the business. So earlier I was the only person who was having that business. Today I have five partners along with me in owning the same business, and they have paid me money to be my partner. You guys get this so far? Can you guys get this so far? Type Y. Y means yes, so that I understand you guys are with me, right? So when you type yes, you give me a feedback. When you give me a feedback, I understand I'm going in the right direction, because I really cannot see you guys. Like if you guys were in a classroom, then I would understand whether you understand it or not. But since I can't see you, I need a feedback, right? So if you do that, the more feedback I get, the more enthusiastic you guys are, the more I will be interested in teaching you guys. So that is one, that is called as private equity. So private equity means what? I am selling my equity to private group of people. So you can also write down this word called as private equity. Selling equity, private equity. Selling equity means selling stakes in a business. Private equity means I am selling my business to a private group of people. Okay, that's called as, so we have learned two new concepts today: selling equity and private equity. The third way of going about it is that I will sell, say, 10 or 20 or 30% of my business, okay, to the public. So I don't want to sell it to four or five individuals. I want more money because my business is doing very well. So I'm going to go in the market and sell it to the public. Okay, that is the so how do I go about doing it? The way I go about doing it is, I will go to a bank. Now this bank is called as a special type of bank. That bank is called as an investment bank. Investment bank, right? So a bank like Goldman Sachs, a bank like Credit Suisse, a bank like Lazard, a bank like Morgan Stanley, a bank like JP Morgan, a bank like Citibank, okay, a bank like ICICI Bank, are what is called as investment banks. Now, what does an investment bank do? Investment bank comes to a person like me who has a business and tells them that, if you want to sell your business in the market, I will help you. So investment bank takes a small fee, okay, to structure my sales, because there is a lot of paperwork there. There's a lot of regulation which you have to get connected with. So this investment bank will manage this whole thing about taking the stake of my organization and sell it to the public. Now, where do they sell it to the public? They sell it to the in the stock market. Okay. So far, you guys are clear. So you understood what is an investment bank. You understood what is a private equity. You understand selling equity. You guys understand this? Okay. Type yes if you are able to understand this. Excellent. So we do that now. So what is a stock market then? A stock market, like I told you last time, stock market is a place. It's like a mall, right? Like if you want to buy something, if you want to buy fish, you go to the fish market. If you want to buy fruits, you go to the larger fruit market. So similarly, if you want to buy some stocks, okay, you go to a stock market. Now, is stock market a physical place? Earlier, it used to be a physical place. Today, it is not a physical place because everything is online, right? So earlier, you had to actually, this is in the times of 1993, 94, 95, maybe till 1998 or 1999. Till the time, I think in 1999 or around 1999, it went online. Okay, but before that, you had to physically go to the stock market and go and buy and sell your shares. So, so buying and selling shares, okay, used to happen in the stock market. Okay, or so you sell stocks in the stock market, you buy stocks in the stock market. Very simple. Okay, that's how. Now, what are the different stock markets around the world? Now, I'm going to give you and I'm going to show them to you. So what we're going to do is the best way for me to do that is go online and we will do that. So so today the stock markets are online places. Now, when you say what do you mean online places? I'll explain to you. Let's say today you want to go and buy some clothes. Okay, what do? Do you actually go to a mall today and buy some clothes? You don't do that. What you do really is you go to Amazon website, and Amazon website is a marketplace. You can go and buy. So there are sellers who want to sell it, and there are buyers who click on that and buy it, right? Or you go to Flipkart. There are sellers who are selling there, and there are buyers who go there and buy it. Or there is something which is called a Snapdeal. So there are various marketplaces online. So are they physical today? They are not physical today. Okay. Do they have an office? Yeah, they have an office, but everything is done online, right? So like Flipkart, like Amazon, like GeoMart, all of these are online marketplaces, and all of you guys are knowing it. Like for example, if you want to order for food, something like a Zomato is an online food market. Now, what is an online food market? There are sellers who list up what they want to sell, and there is a price for it. And you, as a buyer, you go there, you click what you want to buy, and you buy it, and you get what you want, right? So these are called as online buying and selling places. So today's stock markets are all online. So in India, there are two major stocks. So there are many stock markets around India also, and many stock markets around the world also. So in India, there are two big stock markets. One is called as, anybody wants to type in what is the name of the two big stock markets in India? I want to see a response from you guys. I want to see what level you guys are. Which are the two big online stock markets in India? Okay. Okay. So there is, yeah. I don't know whether the children are typing it or I don't know whether the parents are typing it. So if you have a child with you, make sure you allow the child to type it. If you're not, then you can type it yourself. So yeah, you're right. So there are two online stock markets. Okay. Okay. So we said that you have to speak a little slowly. So I'll do that. So there are two online stock markets. One is called as BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay. Now, Bombay Stock Exchange is about 150 years old. It is also called as the Dalal Street. There is a place in Bombay, of all the people who are from Bombay, you would know that in Fort area, in Fountain area, in Fort area, there is a road by the name of Dalal Street. So 150 years ago, there used to be 6 brokers who used to be sitting under the tree. This is 150 years ago, a little more than 150 years ago. Because Bombay Stock Exchange is, I think, 152 or 153 years of age, a little bit more like that. Okay. So these 6 people used to be sitting under the tree and used to trade in stocks. That is where Bombay Stock Exchange was born. Now that continued, and today there is an iconic building of Bombay Stock Exchange in the same place at a place called as Dalal Street. Okay, so that is one. So what we are going to do is let's just quickly go online and let's type in BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, and we'll see what you get. Okay, so if you go to images over here, let me show you what the Bombay Stock Exchange looks like. The physical Bombay Stock Exchange looks like. So this is the physical Bombay Stock Exchange. You guys can see it online. This is the physical. This is how the Bombay Stock Exchange physically looks like. Okay, this round thing over here is called as rotunda. Okay, rotunda was a huge hall where people. This is rotunda. Yeah, see, you see this round hall called as rotunda, where people, all the brokers and some brokers, used to physically stand there and buy and sell. They used to physically stand there and buy and sell. This used to continue till I think 1998, 1999. After 1998, 1999, it went online. So this is an iconic building in Bombay. Almost everybody who comes to Bombay would know of this building called Bombay Stock Exchange, right? So, are you guys able to see the screen? Just a quick one. Yeah. So there are somebody who's saying I'm not able to see the screen. The rest of you guys, are you guys able to see the screen? Yeah. So you guys are able to see the screen. So if you guys are not able to or miss out on any part of this lecture, don't worry about it, because this is getting recorded and we will give you the recording, so you can obviously go back and do a little bit of learning from the recordings, right? So don't worry about it. So this is called as the Bombay Stock Exchange. It's a little bit about 150 years old. Now, similar to Bombay Stock Exchange, there is another thing called as National Stock Exchange, and this is the building of National Stock Exchange. Okay, so National Stock Exchange was started in 1994. So Bombay Stock Exchange, while it is 150 years old and is a large institution, National Stock Exchange only started about in 1994. So this was the building of National Stock Exchange. Okay, and this building is in in Bandra, Bombay Stock Bandra Kurla complex. So you can actually go there. If you want to enter it, you can also enter it. There are some offices on the ground floor. So you can physically go there and you can, yeah, so these are some of the offices here. So there are some offices of Morgan Stanley and stuff, and some mutual funds also operating at this point of time. So you can go and see this. So between the Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange, these are the two big stock exchanges. But apart from these two stock exchanges, there are also local stock exchanges, which means you could have a Pune Stock Exchange, you could have a Calcutta Stock Exchange, you could have a Delhi Stock Exchange. Now, you must be wondering as to why are different stock exchanges there when these two stock exchanges are major ones. And the answer is very simple, because different companies own these different stock exchanges. Correct? To give you an example, let's say if you want to buy a shirt, and let's say if you want to go to the biggest mall of India, right? Let's say, or the biggest mall of Bombay, which is you go to Phoenix Mills and you go and try to buy a shirt, right? But not everybody can go to Phoenix Mills, right? So there would be people who would also go to a local mall in Malad. There would be people who would go to a local mall in, let's say, BKC. There would be people who would go to a local mall in Goregaon. So while you have a massive, big one mall, there are also small malls around everywhere catering to different people. So similarly, while BSE and NSE are there, which are the biggest stock exchanges, there are also a lot of tiny, small stock exchanges around in India where you can go and buy and sell the stock. Now, now the question which you will be having in your mind is that if you go to a bigger stock exchange, right? Do you get the stock cheaper or is it expensive? Will this question come to your mind? Because if I go to a wholesale market, so BSE and NSE are like the wholesale market. So earlier, so that question must be coming into your mind. So earlier, Bombay Stock Exchange used to be very, 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 very big. But over a period of time, National Stock Exchange, because it came up with some really good quality products, and because it came up with a lot of electronic clearing, and because it came up with some really good quality services, today, National Stock Exchange is a lot more bigger than Bombay Stock. Let me just quickly tell you, while Bombay Stock Exchange is 150 years of old and National Stock Exchange has been operational since only 1994, today the National Stock Exchange is a lot more larger than the Bombay Stock Exchange. Okay, you guys get this? Quickly say yes to me so that I understand. So Now, and then there are various stock exchanges. So there would be a Pune Stock Exchange, and there would be a Nagpur Stock Exchange, and there could be a Delhi Stock Exchange. Now, there is a price difference of now which are the stocks which get listed on Pune Stock Exchange and all? There are different companies who have different listings of stocks. So National Stock Exchange inherently has okay. What did you not understand, Meera Shetty? Meera, what did you not understand? Can you quickly tell me? Okay. So while National Stock Exchange is very, very large, Bombay Stock Exchange is not that it has become smaller. It is just that most of the people who are in Bombay Stock Exchange have not moved to National Stock. To give you an example, earlier, a lot of people used to go to a local mall in Goregaon. All of a sudden, there is a big mall which opened up in Lower Parel. So everybody started traveling to Lower Parel. That's how simple it is. So, is there a price difference of stocks? The same stock, is there a price difference between different stock exchanges? And the answer is there is, but a very tiny of it, very tiny. So let's say if the stock of, let's say, Marico is 100 rupees in Bombay Stock Exchange, the stock of Marico in National Stock Exchange will be about 99.6. Maybe the same price of stock of Marico in Delhi would be 99.8, or the same price at the same time. The price of Marico in Calcutta Stock Exchange would be about 101 point or 100.5. Now, why would there be a difference? There would be a difference because there are different stock markets. They have different people who are buying and selling. So different people buy different stocks in different stock markets. So there is always going to be a small difference between the prices of the same stock at the same time in different stock markets. You guys get this? If you guys get this, say yes, and then I'll explain to you one very, very important term to you, so which you will be able to learn. Okay. So now the question is, and most of the stock markets have gone online, which means I could be sitting in my bedroom and trading the Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, and Calcutta Stock Exchange exactly at the same time from the same computer. Why? Because they're all online. So then the question must be coming to all the kids who are very smart in their head, saying that if price of National Stock Exchange of, let's say, a stock of Marico is 99 rupees, and the price of Marico in Calcutta Stock Exchange is 101. So can I buy from National Stock Exchange and sell it in Calcutta Stock Exchange? Because if you do that, you will make two rupees. Am I right or wrong? Because everything is online. Can I buy it from National Stock Exchange for 99 rupees and sell it in Calcutta Stock Exchange for 101 rupees and make that too? Did this question come to anybody's mind? To give you an example which you would understand, let's say if you are an Amazon, you are sitting at home and you have access to Amazon and you have access to Flipkart, and let's say that you want to buy this pen, and the price of this pen on Amazon is 99 rupees, and the price of this pen on Flipkart is 101 rupees. So for you to make money, all you have to do is buy this pen at 99 rupees from Amazon and sell this pen on Flipkart for 101. And if you do that, how much is your profit? Let me say it again. If the price of this pen in Amazon is 99 rupees and price of this pen on Flipkart is 101 rupees, and you are able to log on to Amazon as well as Flipkart at the same time, if you are able to buy it at 99 and sell that at 101, how much money will you make? You will make 2 rupees. Am I right or wrong? Now, can you be sitting down in your bedroom and be doing that? The answer is yes. And when you do that, doing that is what is called as doing arbitrage. So I want you to learn one more word today called as arbitrage. Can you write down this word called arbitrage? Slightly a complex word. Most of the senior bankers use this. This is called as arbitrage. Arbitrage is making profits. It's called arbitrage. 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 Adish, did you get this? Okay. So what is arbitrage? Arbitrage is that you buy from one place, there is a price difference. Arbitrage. 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 Let me see if I can type it for you so that you guys are able to see it. Let's understand this word called arbitrage. Okay, so let's go here. Arbitrage. Arbitrage means the simultaneously buying and selling of securities, currencies, or commodities in different markets in order to take the advantage of different pricing for the same asset. This is called as arbitrage. You guys can see this on the screen? Okay. So can you do an arbitrage and make money in the stock market? The answer is yes and no. So can you buy and sell and make money? So technically, if you guys are smart, you could be sitting at home and buying a stock for 99 rupees and selling it at 101 rupees. And if you do that enough times, you are going to make 2 rupees. And 2 rupees on 99 rupees is about 2.1% or so. So you will make 2% returns by sitting at home, logging on into the different listing. So are you able to do it? Yes, you are able to do it. Will you actually make money? You won't be able to make money because while you start buying in NSE and selling it in Calcutta Stock Exchange, the whole world is watching this. So or the whole world will start doing the same thing. And while the whole world will start doing the same thing, the price in national stock exchange will move up from 99 towards 100. And the price in the Calcutta Stock Exchange will move down from 101 to 100. So this will be what is called as a closing of arbitrage. So technically you can do it for a certain amount of period of time, but you can't do it all the time. So because a lot of people will see this opportunity because it's easy money, right? Everybody can sit down and watch it from here and sell it there and make money. A lot of people will be able to buy it, and while a lot of people start buying it, the price of that stock at 99 will move towards 100, and price of 101 will move towards 100 again, and there will be no more arbitrage. So technically it is possible for us to do arbitrage and make money, but it actually kind of closes down. So Tamanna, here's what you're going to do. I have explained this. Just watch the video again and you'll be able to learn it. Right? So this is called as closing the arbitrage. Right? Now, Neha Gala had asked me this question saying, what is the full form of NSE? The full form of NSE is National Stock Exchange. So let's have a look at it. Now, let me show you. So this is the National Stock Exchange. Let's have a look at it. This is the National Stock Exchange, NSE, National Stock Exchange. And BSE stands for Bombay Stock Exchange. Right? You guys able to get this? National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange. Now let's do a little bit more. We'll go a little bit further. Arnav Arora had asked me some question, and Arnav, let me just read your question. Arnav Arora had asked me some question. Arnav, can you do me a favor, please? Can you retype the question again, or whatever you typed it? Can you just do a cut, copy, paste, so that, because what happens is when you guys ask me this question, the screen kind of goes up and I'm not able to read that question. So what happens when I'm explaining to you and you type a question, I can't be focusing on explaining to you as well as reading your question at the same time, right? It is not possible, right? So Arnav, will you be able to do a copy and paste that question again so that I give you an answer? Because I really have missed out on your question. Okay, I don't know where Arnav is. Bharat, can you do this? Can you just find out what was the question of Arnav and maybe post it again so that this is because I'm struggling to find is what his question is. Just one second. Let me see if I can. Yeah, so Arnav's question was, now I get it. Arnav's question was, and let me just have a look at it. Sir, Arnav's question is, sir, I would like to ask you what impact did US presidential elections and Joe Biden coming into the office have on stock market, as I've heard that the stock market was back to pre-COVID levels. So Arnav's question is, after Joe Biden got selected, what really happened in the stock market and what is so my answer to that question is very simple that and I'm going to show this to you. The answer to that question is that it looks like the stock markets around the world have accepted Joe Biden as a rightful president. The rest of the stock markets are happy that Joe Biden has been selected because there would be a little bit of positivity which is going to happen in the business, and because of that, the stock markets have actually come to the pre-COVID levels, and everything. In fact, people are very positive that he has been selected, and because he has been selected, and people have been very happy about it. People have bought it because they feel that by Joe Biden coming into the market, becoming the president, he will be able to improve the situation of the world. And because he'll be able to improve the situation of the world, there will be more business which will be created. And because there will be more business which will be created, companies will become more profitable. If companies become more profitable, that profit is going to be transmitted into people buying more stocks. So I wanted to explain to you guys today, how does the price of the stock go up? But unfortunately, we are slightly short on time today. In fact, in another 1 minute or so, I'm going to close this session, and I will take these questions and this thread in the next session so that I'm able to explain a little bit better. So, Arnav, have I answered your question? Were you able to understand this answer? So the stock markets are happy about it. The stock markets are saying, now I can show it to you in a manner so that you understand it. And this is what is called as a chart. Okay, this is what is called as a chart, and this is called as a price chart. And this is the situation in the markets pre-COVID. During the COVID broke out, the price of the stock market, which is the National Stock Exchange, NSE, went down from 12,000. It came down all the way to 7,000. And from 7,000, it further went down all the way to 12,000. So this is the levels where it was pre-COVID. And it gave what is called as a technical breakout. So I'm going to teach you some of these terms a little bit later, because as I build up, like I said, as I understand you guys more, I understand your needs more, I'm going to give you small concepts and build up on and give you heavier concepts a little bit later, so that as you attend more lectures, you'll understand what I'm speaking a little bit more. So this is what is called as a technical breakout. Now, if you see this, when Joe Biden came into power, the markets have absolutely gone up. You see this, the markets have absolutely gone up. Now, let me show you the markets around the world so that you understand what I'm talking about. Just hold on for a minute. Not only will I show you what happened in India when Joe Biden got selected, I will also show you what happened around the world when Joe Biden got selected. And after I do that, then I will close the session and we'll have the session next week. All right, so just hold on. Meanwhile, while this charts open up, anybody's got any questions or any doubts or anything that you have not understood so far? Anybody who has not been able to understand so far, you have any questions which I was not able to answer, you can ask me right now. So Vedant Satish is asking me a question: what is the main reason for the downfall and rise of the stocks? So Vedant, for me to answer that question, you will have to attend my next lectures and next lectures after that, because there is a lot of explanation for me to do. So will you be able to attend those lectures and then get the answers, because I cannot explain everything together, right? Um, okay. So Atesh, you keep this question later, or you ask me the question next time, and I'll give you an answer. Right now, I want to explain to you what has happened with all the markets around the world. Okay. So this is a chart of a market in the US called as S&P 500. And if you see, after Joe Biden got elected, the market has actually gone up. Price has actually gone up. Okay, which means they have taken it very positively. This is another market, like we have BSE and NSE. In the US, there is a market which is called as Dow Jones. Okay, Dow Jones. And it is, the market has gone up again. This is New York Stock Exchange. Then this is Nikkei. Nikkei is a market in the Japan. In Japan, Japanese Stock Exchange has an index called Nikkei. So if you see this, the price of Nikkei per 225 has gone up. Hang Seng has also gone up. Hang Seng is from Hong Kong. Okay. Then there is a stock exchange called as Kospi. Kospi. So I'm going to teach you all these different stock exchanges next time. But what I want to show you is that you see, even Kospi, which is a Korean stock exchange, has gone up. FTSE, which is the stock exchange of UK, has also gone up. Stock exchange of DAX. DAX is a stock exchange of from Germany. The German stock exchange has also gone up. Okay, this is Nifty, which has gone up, and this is so all the major stock exchanges around the world. The prices of all the stock exchanges have moved up, which basically means to say that while Joe Biden has been selected, people are happy with it. People feel that he is going to be able to improve the world. He is going to be able to improve business situations. People's lives are going to improve. While lives are going to improve, people will have more money to spend. So if people spend more money and buy more things, the companies who are selling those things will prosper more. And if the companies which sell those things will prosper more, they will make more profits. And if they make more profits, what will happen to the stock price of that stock? If the companies sell more and people buy more, what will happen to the stock price of that stock? It will go up. Absolutely right. Paul, you're right. It will go up. So it will go up. And that is exactly what has been shown here. All right. So with this, we are going to close today's session. I hope, there have been people who have told me to go a little slow. So I'm going to go a little slow, because usually I teach these topics for people who are more than 20 years of age, 25, 30, till the age of 60, 65. So their understanding is a lot more deeper. So I need to go a little slow, and I'm going to do that till the time I find what is the right speed at which I can go, so that all the children are able to learn it, right? So Divij Handa has asked me this question. Have the stock prices of many Chinese companies gone low after the ban of many apps in India? So it depends on whether the stock price of, let's say, for example, Tencent has actually gone up. The price of, I showed you the price chart of Tencent couple of last session, and let's have a look at the price of Tencent. So Tencent is basically the stock of PUBG, and let's have a look at it. Now, why would that be? Why would the price of Tencent go up or PUBG go up? For a simple reason that PUBG or Tencent is played around the world. So one country banning it may necessarily not be hitting their profits, may necessarily not be curbing their profits. So if they are not curbing their profits, maybe there is a very small dent in their profits, or maybe they are making more money outside the country. So this is the price chart of Tencent. So next time, and this is what I teach my children, and this is what I would love to teach you guys, is that rather than playing PUBG, you should ask your parents to buy the stock of PUBG, so that while all your friends play PUBG, you will actually be able to make money out of it. Okay, so if you guys are smart about it, you guys will be able to make money out of what your friends are doing. So this is the price of PUBG has gone up from $40 in the month of around 2020 to about $78, which means it is almost doubled. So people have who had put 100 rupees have almost got 200 rupees from it. Okay. So understood, Divij. I hope I have been able to answer your question here. Then let me just go over to the next question and see if I can answer it. So Ronit Suvarna saying, okay, great session. Thank you so much. Uh, Sandesh Mhatre has said that I understand it now, but I have heard and still don't know why the markets fell after Trump was found corona positive. So for that, I am going to explain to you some theories, okay? And I'm going to explain how the stock market works in the next few sessions. Today is not the day for it because we are short on time. But in the next few sessions, it will start getting more and more interesting as I clear out your basic doubts. You understand the basics of the stock market, and you are able to appreciate what I teach you. So once we form a connection where I understand where you are and I add more and more, the stock market gets very, very interesting to the point that it can become addictive, but it's a good addiction. In fact, my son, who's 16 years of age, he trades every day. So there are people who actually make a lot of money out of it. And one of them is my son. He trades almost like a professional, right? And every day he trades. Not only does he do that, he also helps me in selecting my investments and making money out of my investments, right? So we will take this topic. So Sandesh Mhatre, keep this question with you. Okay, if you want, type down this question in the Facebook group so that you have documented it, and I will give you an answer to that next week. Is that okay with you? So Tamanna Jahangir is saying that what would happen if public is banned in more than if public is banned in more than 10 countries? You say PUBG. So we have to see what happens. Now, if there are countries which are banning PUBG, which does not make too much profit for them, there will be no change in this thing. But if it gets banned where there are major businesses, then it could have an impact. So there's a question from Nayonika, who's 6 years of age. Okay, if we drink Nescafe from Nestle, how will Nestle know that somebody is drinking Nescafe from Nestle now, and should we bring the price up? So very good question. So Nayonika is saying, and she's 6 years of age, and she is my student. She has been coming down for my lectures since last 1.5 years now. So her question is that along with her parents and her grandparents, so Nayonika comes to my lectures with the parents and grandparents. Very interesting. So the way it works is that when you are going and buying Nescafe, okay, there the Nescafe company comes to know that so many stock has been sold. So when you go and buy Nescafe, Nescafe company, which is Nestle, gets a stock of how many things have been bought and how many things have been sold. And because they get to know how many things have been bought and be sold, they get it in their Excel sheet, in their listing. And once they get it in their Excel sheet, they declare it to the public. So if I am the CEO of Nestle, if I am the owner of Nestle, CEO is like an owner part of it, and I will come from different shops. I will come to know that people are buying a lot of Nescafe, and I will get it on my computer. So when I get it on my computer, I'll go and declare that on my website. People like you and me will watch that. A lot of people are buying Nescafe, and instead of 10,000 cups of Nescafe sold every day, now it has become 20,000. So people like you and me are going to sit down and think, earlier, only 10,000 people were drinking Nescafe. Now there are 20,000 people drinking Nescafe every day. So if that happens, which means that the company Nestle is going to make double the profit. And if the company is going to make double the profit, then the price of the stock is also going to go on increasing. So I will buy the stock today. So the moment that information comes in the public and people see it and they put together, more people drinking Nescafe, which means more profits. If more profits, which means I should buy the stock today. Because if I buy the stock today, because the profits are becoming more and more, the price of the stock will increase. So people start buying this. And people start buying this, and because people, more and more people start buying stocks, progressively the price of it goes on increasing. So, Nayonika, did you understand what I said to you? Okay. So there's another student of mine. His name is Sudhindran, and he has a son called Shresh. He has been learning the stock markets, I think, from a very young age. And today, for his birthday, it seems today for his not today, he bought the stocks of DMart and Bata for his birthday. So there are children who learn this very seriously. There are parents who teach their children this very seriously and inculcate in their habit of buying stocks so that they can build up their future. So amazing. That's very nice. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you for your time. We are going to stop this session today. We exceeded it by about half an hour, 15 minutes. So I will take the remainder of the session next time. We will let you know on Facebook when we are going to have our next session. Right. Meanwhile, if you want to get your friends and your families involved into the group, please ask them to join the group, because in some time I'm going to close off the group. I don't want too many people coming inside. I might as well teach the dedicated students, dedicated children, rather than going out for everybody. All right. So thank you guys. Thank you for your time. I will get this session recorded and give it to you, and we will continue next time. So yeah, I promise you, it will get more and more and more and more and more interesting as time passes by, as you guys learn more. All right. So have fun. Good night.